And now we have a tweet update from @JoeBuckle. And Dylan, this is directed towards you. Joe says the Sunday cafeteria hours are only open for a few hours and they only have fried foods. What can you do to provide better food service and operate longer hours with varied foods?
No, and that's a great question. That's something I've been campaigning on here for a while because I started on the first committee that opened Sunday cafe hours to begin with. And now I think it's a ludicrous idea that there's students that are paying all this money, up to $9,000 a year, and they can't eat on campus. They're told one day or another they can't eat how they want. They only get fried foods. So to fix this, what I would do is I'd sit down with Jason, because Jason's the head of Aramark here. I've sat on the board with both Vice President Sapkowski and President Kostolis here, and they've had bi-weekly meetings with Jason. And I know how that works, and I know how to get down and dirty. And I know how to tell him, this is what the students want. They want to be able to feed themselves on Sunday. And taking no for an answer here is absolutely unacceptable, because it's ludicrous if there's a student that can't feed themselves the way they want to, or at all, any time during the day. So Sunday cafe hours is something that needs to be open, and it has to have full service. So what I would do is I would take it to Aramark and tell them, look, there is no option here. We have to do this. Get the students behind you. We have to get people angry about this.
Thank you, Dylan. Julian, would you like to say anything in regard to this question?
Actually, I'd love to, because currently I work in the cafe and I work for Aramark. This is a very prevalent topic, not just with students, but actually the people who work for Aramark. The biggest concern is with scheduling hours for people to work, because if you want to add hours on Sundays, which I know most students would like, you might have to adjust hours in other places. And then it's finding people to work. Granted, is it full-time people or persons who work part-time like myself? It's more than just the students saying, we want this. You have to be able to step back and say, here's how we can accomplish this. Because anger is not going to solve anything, because there's more than one variable in this equation. So I agree with every student, because I know personally that sometimes I'd like to go to the cafe earlier and it's not open. But I think we need to have a larger discussion with not just the president, vice president, and Jason, the head of Aramark, but with the student body. An open meeting where students can actively voice their concerns, and then the representatives from Aramark can answer them.
Thank you. Anthony?
It's okay, I'd like to stick with this a bit, just because this has been something we've been hearing for years. For all the time I've been on USG, we've had multiple open meetings where this has been claimed. Students want this Sunday cafe service. We're hearing that 7 days a week should be the option, and it should be there. Meal exchange is what they're talking about, not just flex dollars. So what is you are as candidates? You're not looking at from your perspective. What is your answer to the students who want this? Can this be done? Is this something you're going to do, or how will it be done?
Is this just a question for Julian?
For both. I'll start with Julian, that's fine, yeah, if I could.
Well, Anthony, absolutely, this can be done. But the first step is to get more students to actively support this. There's a difference between just writing it down and saying, this is what I'm upset about. We need you to come out to the open meetings that we have once a month. We need you to voice your opinions. We need you to be at the meetings, because us voicing your concerns, it's all well and wonderful, but we want the bodies. We need the people there. We want the administration, the staff, to see that the students are behind us, and this is what they truly want. Because as of right now, it's kind of like we're blowing smoke. The students want this, but we're not really doing anything. So my challenge to all the students is if this is what you really want, I want to see you all come out to the meetings, and I want to see you actively supporting this. Thank you.
Dylan?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to Senator Singleton and President Kostolis for playing up the open meetings. That was a brainchild of my own, and that came directly out of my committee. Now, one bit to correct you, Senator Singleton, we have them once a semester, not once a month. Yes, sir. But what I would do here is it starts with getting out there. It starts with getting the student body behind you, because this is something where we have 5,000, 4,000 students here, and we need to get them on our side. It starts with efficacy. Now, it's no secret here at this university that we just lack zeal. The students aren't zealous, and they don't care about much. To be honest, transportation bus passes was the first thing that we ever saw students get angry about and get hyped about and get out and get to us. And that's what needs to happen. We need to be able to go into a meeting with Aramark and say, look, here's 300, 400, God willing, 1,000 students that are pushing for this. It's all about the student body, and that's where it starts and that's where it ends. It's why this university is here, and that's why we're all here. If we're paying for this, we deserve this. So it starts with the student body first. It starts with getting that efficacy. It starts with them coming to us and then we take that forward to Airmark or the administration, the university if we have to. But it starts with you. It starts with the students.
Dylan, your time's up. Thank you.